Medical alert systems like Bay Alarm Medical are made with seniors in mind, but anyone with disabilities or chronic conditions might find them useful. The system we tested does a really good job of making emergency help accessible anywhere in your home or on your person while you're away. But because this system has such an important job to do, we wanted to test it for ourselves to see how well it works and how quickly Bay Alarm can send help when it matters most. After all, living independently means being able to call for help independently. So, join me as we talk about what Bay Alarm does, how it works, how much it costs, and whether or not it could save your life in an emergency. Plus, you'll hear from our tester, Kathy Habis, who spent a lot of time testing this medical alert system. But before we get into it, like and subscribe for more reviews, how-tos, and videos like this from us every week. All right, let's get into it. Bay Alarm follows the standard template for medical alert systems. You pay for their monitoring service, and they'll send you a call button that will contact them in an emergency. At its most basic, the system is a wearable waterproof button and a base unit with a built-in help button, speaker, and microphone. When you press that button on your wearable or the base station, monitoring pros will answer and talk you through the situation. The big difference in prices and gadgets all boils down to where those buttons are and how far out of the house they can go. These are all the devices Bay Alarm Medical has to offer, but all this stuff falls into one of three categories: in-home devices, mobile devices, and accessories. First, let's talk in-home devices, like the help button, fall detection button, and wall buttons. These are best for folks who spend most of their time at home because they have to stay within range of the base unit. The good news is that base unit has a wide range of up to 1,000 feet and a backup battery that lasts for up to 32 hours. The basic Bay Alarm in-home kit is just the base unit and a wearable button, but for a little more per month, you can add wall buttons around your home or upgrade to a fall detection pendant that can tell if you take a tumble. Next up is the mobile devices. These are the better options if you live a more active lifestyle or want something with you while you're out. Bay Alarm has two mobile devices, the mobile GPS button and the SOS smartwatch. Neither of them needs a base station and can call for help anywhere there's a cell signal. And finally, the accessories. These are the key lockbox and a vial of life form designed to make things easier and faster for EMS responders in an emergency. Bay Alarm also has Bella Charms, stylish clip-on covers that disguise your lanyard help button as jewelry. Kits from Bay Alarm are customizable without overwhelming you with options. They have in-home systems, mobile systems, and bundles with both. Once you select one of these options, you can add on extra features like a fall detection lanyard, Bella Charms, a vial of life, or a lockbox. Bay Alarm has some customer-friendly policies we really like too, such as the price lock-in and the lease-free options. That means that you only pay for the monitoring rate you signed up for, and some of the stuff only charges for monitoring. The at-home kits start at $19.95 per month for landline-connected systems and $29.95 per month for cellular. Both options come with that base unit and a wearable button, your choice of a lanyard or wristband. And there's no leasing fee for any of the home kits, whether you choose a landline system or not. All you pay is a monthly fee to keep the monitoring on. Here's what Kathy had to say about cellular versus landline connections.
If you get a good cellular connection in your home or not, I would recommend looking at the FCC coverage maps, and it will show you if you get either AT&T coverage or Verizon coverage or both. And if you are in a whiteout area where you don't get either, then you're definitely going to need a landline connection.
Both of Bay Alarm's standalone mobile devices cost $29.95 per month to monitor, but unlike the at-home kits, you will have to pay for the devices. The GPS button comes with everything you need built right into a little device about the size of a key fob. The SOS smartwatch is easier to keep on your person and does a lot of the same stuff, but adds a step counter into the mix. Just like the at-home base station, both devices have a two-way speaker so you can call for help and tell the monitoring pros what's happening. And finally, if you want the best of both worlds, you can bundle your gear for $39.95 per month plus equipment fees. You can choose an in-home system with a GPS button or an in-home system with an SOS watch. So now that we've covered all the what's and how muches, let's get to the juicy part. What did Kathy think of Bay Alarm from her tests?
I had the wearable pendant and a wall button. And also I tested the mobile devices, the SOS smartwatch and the just basic mobile GPS device.
With all that gear, Kathy got started on her test by setting up the base unit.
It's very easy. It's just a plug and play system. But you do have to do a signal range test, and the instructions were very simple. It's very easy to do, and that just ensures that your buttons will work in every corner of your home. I think anyone could set it up. I tested the cellular system, and all I had to do was just plug it in, and it connects to the, I believe it's the AT&T cellular network all by itself. You don't have to put in a Wi-Fi password or anything like that. And I believe the landline setup would be just as easy.
According to Kathy, setting up the base unit is easy enough for anyone to do. Just plug it in, turn it on, and it will pick up a cellular signal around your home. Once the base unit was on, she performed the range test to make sure extra sensors could connect with the base unit.
The range test is easy. You just switch a button in the back to let the system know that you're doing a range test. And then you push down on the button for the accessory that you're testing, and you just walk around your house, and the base station will be beeping the entire time that it's like connected to the accessory. And if it ever stops beeping, then you know that you've gone too far. So basically you just do a clean sweep of your house. If it keeps beeping, then you know that it works. But you should also still test it by like going into a corner of your home and pressing the button and seeing if you can hear the monitoring center when they connect over the base station, because volume is also very important.
Thankfully, the base unit's range was wide enough for Kathy to move throughout her house and still have the call button work. 1,000 feet is pretty far for a medical alert system, but she's tested other brands that reach up to 1,300 feet. Next was the moment of truth. Kathy made her test calls on the base unit, wall button, and both mobile units.
I was not impressed with how fast the monitoring center answered. They did eventually answer, but one of my tests took a full 2 minutes to be answered. That was with the Bay Alarm mobile GPS device. The in-home systems were answered a little faster. I don't know that it really matters which device I was using. They're all going to the same monitoring center. The other systems I've tested, like GetSafe and AlloCare, they were significantly faster. And if I were in a real medical emergency, those seconds would feel very long, and I would be very upset. Starting the calls is very easy. There's no way to cancel it. So if you're just trying to do a range test and you mess up a little bit and you're accidentally calling the monitoring center, you can't cancel it. You just have to wait for them to get online and then say, whoops, sorry, that was an accident, which is no big deal. It happens. Other than that, the audio quality was good. I could understand them. They could understand me. There are no volume controls, so it just is what it is. But it was loud, so no problems hearing it.
Yeah, you heard that right. 2 minutes. And none of the devices she tested were much faster. Even the base unit took up to a minute for someone to answer. Her results weren't much better with the other devices either.
This is Carl at Bay Alarm Medical. Do you need help?
Placing an emergency call now. Lindsay, this is Jessie at Baylor Medical. Do you need help?
No, I'm just testing the system right now.
She also had a few bones to pick with the SOS smartwatch.
Okay, the only piece of equipment that I do not like from Baylor Medical is the SOS smartwatch. It's actually a really good option if you don't want to wear a traditional pendant or anything that looks medical, because it does look like a watch. And it has an SOS button on the side, and you press that and you can talk to the monitoring center through the watch. And other than that, it really doesn't do anything. And so I'm not really impressed with it. There's no fall detection. There's no way for caregivers to track your location with it. The monitoring center can track your location on the watch, but your caregivers can't. It's a pedometer. It just doesn't really do much, and it costs $179, and then to monitor it, I believe it's about $30 a month. And just knowing what other options are on the market for smartwatches that connect to monitoring centers, I don't really like it. It's very easy to put on with one hand. It's soft, it's comfortable. Like I said, great if all you want is a button to push, and that's about it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a really expensive button.
It is a very expensive button, and the battery life only lasts 24 hours, which is very surprising considering how little it does. There are other products that also are just buttons, and their battery life lasts about 30 days. So that is a very low battery life.
So does Kathy recommend Bay Alarm?
I do recommend Bay Alarm for an affordable in-home system. I don't think that it is best for remote caregiving. It doesn't have the most intuitive app or the most features for that. But it's affordable and it works, and it's very simple. You're not going to get overwhelmed with too many accessories or add-ons. I think it's a good basic entry-level system.
Kathy said from her testing that she'd still recommend Bay Alarm, but it's definitely not the top of the line as far as she's concerned. While the system is affordable and the devices are simple to use, Bay Alarm had the slowest response time out of any of the systems she's tested and averaged around 87 seconds. She also said that it missed out on other features that systems like AlloCare or GetSafe do well, like voice activation or volume adjustments. Bay Alarm's app is also pretty lackluster for anyone looking after someone and wanting to check in on their loved ones. But even for major drawbacks like wait time in an emergency, Bay Alarm is an affordable entry-level option for anyone new to medical alert systems. If budget is an issue, Bay Alarm is a good choice, but it doesn't lead the pack. You can learn more from Kathy's full written review on Safewise.com, and we also spoke to her about AlloCare in another video. We've dropped more of her articles in the description too, where you can check out and learn more. Hey, if you're part of the 10% of people who watched this far, or my parents, thanks for watching. Don't stop there though. We have a ton of other resources on Safewise.com that you can check out, and if you like and subscribe, you'll get new videos from us every week. Thanks for watching and stay safe.